Hello, Days at Dunrovin Community. Can you hear us? I've got NancyJ on the line. Can you say hello, Nancy?
Hi.
Well, I was so thrilled that you volunteered to get on the phone. People are getting ready. Yeah, everybody has to turn on the sound on the ranch camera. Celia's helping guide people.
Okay.
Let's make sure we get people on here first. They are hearing us.
Okay.
So if not, I'm going to have to sing you a song.
Oh, I won't cry. I love your voice.
Thank you. All right, then. Devon says, got you. Okay, everybody else out there hearing us? Connie, can you hear us? And Celia, can you hear us? Okay, they can hear you. We're ready to go. All right, Nancy. Nancy, welcome to Days at Dunrovin. How did you hear about us? How did you get connected with us?
Well, I was watching the Osprey cams last year with Ozzy and Harriet and Percy, Hope and Joy, and then I was chatting with Celia, and she was encouraging me to come to Dunrovin, and she said I would just love it so much, and they would like me to be there, and that helped a lot. And so I was talking to my daughter about it, and she gave me a Mother's Day gift for Dunrovin.
How wonderful. This is your lovely daughter that you live with, Debbie?
Yes, Debbie. She's a sweetheart. I just love her to pieces. And I have another daughter. I love her too, but we're not in contact.
Can you tell us something about Debbie, Nancy? What does she do for work?
She's usually a teacher, and then recently she's a curriculum director for a grade school, but she's caught in a lawsuit with them. She was unjustly fired. So at the moment, she's looking for work.
Oh, this must be a very stressful time for her. Please give her my love. I know, I've had all these issues with the county, and it was extremely stressful. So I can imagine that she's really relying on you to help her get through that stressful situation.
Yes, we've been tying together because it's really hard. She didn't want this at all, and yesterday she had to go downtown Chicago to the federal courts. She did not want to do that, and they thought it would get settled, but the other people are fighting, so it has to go to trial. She's not happy.
Oh, I don't blame her. What a stressful situation. Well, I'm so glad that you have each other to get through this, and you also have some lovely pets, don't you, that I'm sure bring you a lot of comfort as well. Can you tell us about your pets?
Yeah, I have, we have together 2 cats, Dee Dee and Lily. They're getting older. They're both about 10. And 2 dogs. Desi is about 5. She's a puggle. It's a pug and a beagle. She got that dog from a friend. We have Reese, we got from a shelter. He's about 10 now. He's pug and terrier. And we just love them all to pieces.
Oh, that's good. And they all get along together?
No. We have the 2 cats in one of the large bedrooms. No, they don't get along.
But the dogs have the run of the house.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's great. And I hear that you live in Tinley Park. Now, is that close to Chicago?
Tinley Park, it's 30 miles south of Chicago, about south suburbs. I've lived mostly south side of Chicago, south suburbs, I love it here. We love it here. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful neighborhood.
So before you became homebound, you're a little bit homebound because of some of the illnesses that you are dealing with, aren't you, Nancy?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed the first part, what you said.
I say you are a little bit homebound right now because of your disabilities, are you not?
Yes, I am. Especially a lot more lately. The rheumatoid arthritis never held me down. I've had that for 30 years. Did okay with it, except for a time I was in a wheelchair, but then I had knee replacement. But mostly I've been okay with that. My new illness, not so good. It gives me a lot of problems, a lot of dizzy spells. So I can't drive too much. Actually can't walk too much. Balance is bad. But that's okay. I love being home. I sit in my garden. I'm fine.
Yeah, I just have to tell you how much I admire your spirit, Nancy. It's clear to me that in spite of some little challenges that life has given you, that you just have such a happy part and a full part. And, that's really wonderful for us to hear because, all of us have challenges, and it's really what you do with them. And so you are a really good example
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Everyone has something to deal with, and no problem is bigger or worse or better. Everyone has something, and it is kind of your outlook on it. And sometimes I would get sad or something at the beginning, but then I would snap out of it. And I love life. I love nature. I get happy and excited about a lot of things.
That's really clear from all of your chats on the from your postings on Facebook. It's very clear that you get a great deal of joy out of life, and that you don't dwell at all on the things that are the challenges. And I just want to say how much I appreciate that, because it provides a good example for all of us. Sometimes the kinds of things that you're dealing with, these chronic, long-term things, are the hardest of all. So I want to tell you that you fill our hearts. Tell me about your garden. Tell me about your garden.
Yeah, because I'm going to cry now. Thank you. I love my garden. Couldn't do a whole lot gardening with this new illness, but I managed to do some. And I could sit out there for hours and hours and hours if I didn't have to clean the house. I just love it. And I have beautiful, beautiful roses I've had for a long time, all different colors, red, yellow, pink, orange, orange daylilies, purple and white, sweet pea vines, orange trumpet vines. We had hummingbirds.
Oh, wonderful.
The trumpet vine. Yeah. And I sit out there with my birds and my nature, love it all.
Oh, a rose garden sounds just delightful. One of the things that I've most enjoyed about returning from Alaska is how many different flowers and things you can grow in your yard. It was really difficult to have a great garden in Alaska, although I did have some friends who managed it. They would create these little micro-environments where they would build walls to block out the wind and make sure that everything was very sheltered. And if you work at it, you can do it. But when we bought this house here, there was a beautiful rose bush that was right by my door. And every time I walked by that, it was just wafted in with these beautiful smells. So you must have lots of really good smells in your backyard.
Yes, gorgeous, just beautiful. You like flowers a lot too, right?
I do. I absolutely do. Although I'm not a very good gardener, you know, I have to say that I have a brown thumb. I do.
Well, I can to garden. I don't do much in the yard, but just close to the porch. And I have, like planters, and I have flowers in there. The roses are close to the yard, so I can reach them with my walker. My daughter cuts the grass, and we have nice neighbors who help maintain the stuff too for us.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I really appreciate the gardens, and I wish I had the talent, but I don't. I'm more of an animal person than I am a plant person, although I really love the plants. And English tea gardens, my friend down the road who has come here on occasion, she has this enormous backyard that she has made into an English tea garden, and so much so that last weekend she provided all the flowers for the wedding that was here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it is wonderful to have that. Well, you also said something about music. You like music, don't you, Nancy?
Oh, I love music so much. All kinds of music. Right now I'm into Christian music, but I love everything. And when was over there the other night, we couldn't hear it from there, but I got my Paul McCartney and Beatles record belt. I love all music, everything, country, rock, pop, Christian, you name it. I love music.
Yeah, I do too. And I heard this really interesting program on National Public Radio just a little while ago about how even as we age and we lose our memory, that music can help us remember. And in fact, they were talking about working with people with dementia and Alzheimer's and how they couldn't remember people's names, but sometimes if they played the right song, people could sing the lyrics, but that would all come flooding back. And what was interesting is that they had a neurologist explain that music involves more parts of the brain than anything else, much more so than language. And so when dementia happens, it only happens in part of the brain. So music stays alive in other parts of the brain. Is that
wow? Oh, it's beautiful. I did see something like that on my public channel 11 over here, public station. I did see something about that, and they were doing an experiment with people in the nursing homes, and they would say, oh, this person couldn't talk for a long time, and then until we introduced them to music, and he sings all the time now.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I have my cousin in San Jose, California, plays the piano and holds sing-along at different restaurants in the San Jose area, and the same response there. People who, are very quiet and very retiring get into singing, but they won't even talk with other people. And I Love Grandkids just posted that question for you, Nancy. She said, do you play any instrument?
No, I don't mean to laugh, but I have no musical anything. I can't sing. I'm tone deaf. I've tried to learn to play a guitar. My daughter played the flute. She tried to teach me. I can't even learn to read notes. I've tried, believe me, through the years. I've tried. It's like I have a mental block or something. So I don't play anything. I do love it, though. I will sing and dance on my own secretly. I don't care if the birds don't like my singing. I sing anyway.
It's a great joy, isn't it? And I'm very similar to Nancy. I took piano lessons for many, many years, and I was never any good. I mean, I could play the songs, but only by carefully reading the music. I never really had that innate ability. You know how some people sit down and they know the notes, but it's more than knowing the notes. It's that their whole body gets into it, and it really creates music, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I can't do that either. And I think it's unfair, frankly, that people have those kind of talents, give them all to themselves. I'd like to have that talent, too.
Yes, I would do.
Yeah, I'm jealous, too. I always tell talented people, I'm too jealous. I don't want to be around too talented people because I get jealous. That's not really true, but I'd love to have that. You know, music is something you can take with you everywhere, you know?
Well, you have a beautiful voice, and I cry when I hear you singing. Beautiful.
Well, thank you. Now, I don't have a trained voice at all. I just sing. But I haven't got a very limited range, but I enjoy doing it. I'm just like you. I don't care if the horses don't like my singing. I go out and do it anyway. So one of the things is I had this really fun experience last night. I had some friends come over, and it was late at night. It was dark already, and they wanted to meet the horses. So we put on our flashlights, and we went down by the river where the horses were. And it was one of those little magical moments, you know, where we're walking in the field, and all the horses come up to us one by one, and you couldn't tell which horse it was until they got right up next to you because you couldn't see them. It was great.
Beautiful.
It was. It was really a different kind of an experience with the horses, and my friends just really enjoyed it.
Oh, wow, it's beautiful, and I love that I'm starting to get to know all your horses, and the donkey divas, of course, and your doggies, and I'm learning so much. Ospreys and filtered and down. Just love it.
Well, good. Well, I mean, our animals bring us a great deal of joy, and a lot of other people joy, too. You know that it's Miss Gertie's birthday tomorrow.
Well, happy birthday, Miss Gertie.
Oh, yeah. We are going to have a party. We're starting at 9:30. And she's out there telling everybody that it's her birthday. You know, she's the only one, those donkeys are the only ones out there who make a big fuss about their birthdays. But you know them.
I love that you do this and you dress them up, and I love it so much.
Well, Nancy, do you have any questions for me?
I just wanted to say that, I don't know if it's a question, but I just wanted to say I appreciate what you do so much. You've helped me. I know you've helped many, many people. I can't begin to tell you how much I love what you do and share your ranch life with us, with so many people. Our chatter group, just beautiful people. I love them all. And I think that the kindness from you and Sterling and all the ranch people and your whole family, I think it just filters down to everybody and touches so many, many people. And then we pass on more and more kindness. And I just want to tell you, you've really started something here, and thank you, and I love you for it.
Well, Nancy, I really appreciate you saying that, but this is a two-way street. I know that many people read my editorial in the Missoulian, and which, was a bit of a downer. I'll have to admit that it was. And it has been a hard for all the issues with the county. But the one thing that always keeps me going and that always lifts my spirit and puts a smile on my face is coming and talking with all of you on the website and working with my staff and the animals. I mean, I get every bit as much as I give, if not more. So this is a real two-way street, and I do believe that the group that has gathered around us here, the chatters and the people on our site, have really started to create a real community, not just something that's genuine for all of us. And I do think it's the start of something really, really enriching for everybody.
It's just beautiful. Thank you. Just beautiful.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. I wanted to ask you about your picture, Nancy. I noticed you had a beautiful braid in your hair. Is your hair still long?
Yes. I love long hair. I don't want to cut it. I have gray hair, and it's funny because the top part is gray and the braid is brown from just having long hair for a lot of years. I've always loved long hair, and I thought, a few times I thought with graying hair, maybe I should cut it. Everyone seems to cut it. I don't want to. I love it. I braid it every day. Even though my hands are crooked, I can do it. I braid. I'm very independent. I can do things.
Well, I thought your hair was beautiful, and that's why I'm remarking on it. But I noticed the braid, and I noticed the beautiful gray too. It looks just really beautiful, and I agree. I wear my hair short now because I wear a helmet riding a lot, but I used to wear it very long. In fact, I have a long hair story to tell. It's quite a story. When I lived in Chile, I had really long hair down to the back of my knees.
Wow.
Yeah, really long. And so I wore it in a single braid down the back most of the time. But one day I went to go downtown Santiago, and I had my hair loose down my back. And I got onto a bus, and the buses in Santiago are extremely crowded. And so I went to get off the bus, and I got off. I stepped down from the bus, and they closed the door, and they closed my hair in the door.
Oh no!
And yeah, it was very frightening. I had my hair inside the door, and I was outside the door. And the bus started up again. Oh. And so I'm running down the streets of Santiago with my hair inside the door and me on the outside.
Oh, you poor thing. Oh no!
Oh yeah, it was really frightening. And so the people right next to the door were yelling at the bus driver, and the bus driver finally figured out what was happening, and he stopped the bus and opened the door, and I pulled all my hair out from, it got stuck between people. And this is the funny part. I looked up, and I walked to the first hairdresser, a beauty shop, which is right downtown Santiago, Chile. And I walked in there, and I said, cut it off. Cut it off. Oh, my. Oh, yeah, my. Oh, my is right. So my husband, Sterling, was gone at the time. So they cut it off, and the lady said, oh, this is such beautiful hair. She said, we need to make it into a wig. So they did, and I still have that wig.
Oh, and where did you have it?
I do. It's too long to wear now. But at any rate, my husband came home a couple of days later, and he came home at night. And so he opens the bedroom door, and I lift my head off of the pillow. And he was used to seeing this huge head of hair, whenever and here was I looked like a man.
Are you so funny?
Oh, and he said, who are you?
Oh, this is funny. I like this.
So that's my long hair story. It was very frightening.
It's scary. I can picture this. That is very scary.
Oh, yeah, very scary. And, when I told that story to somebody, they told me an even worse story about somebody getting caught in a piece of farming equipment. And, yeah, so you got to be careful. So I'm just saying, when you do go out, Nancyj, be careful about your long hair.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be more aware of it now.
Yeah, great. Well, do you have any questions about Jamie? She's sitting right here. She's sitting here trying to work while I'm talking. I'm the boss lady, so she has to work, see?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Hi, Jamie. Yes, I just was wondering how long she's been working with horses.
Oh, let's put her on the phone here for a moment. They want to know about your horse background, Jamie.
Hello? Hi, Jamie. I was just wondering, you're so good with horses, I was wondering how long you've been working with them.
Well, I grew up with horses. Yeah, my grandpa is from Iowa. We grew up on a dairy farm in Iowa, and he used to ride his horse to and from school. And he and my grandma, when they got married, they moved to California and lived there for a few years, and then ended up moving back to Montana. And when they moved to Montana, he decided he needed horses back in his life, and so he bought a bunch of horses. And so my mom, she was kind of the horses, her two other siblings. So she got really into them. And then, so she had her horse when I was born. And my grandpa had given my dad a horse. I think maybe as a wedding present or something. So we had horses at our house, and then at the land that my grandpa owned, we had horses. So I just grew up riding horses and have pictures of me sitting on the horses with my mom and my dad before I could walk. And
that's so beautiful. I have no contact with horses, so I enjoy this so much. I enjoy watching everything you do, and Matt and Tanner too, and just everybody over there. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, it was fun to be able to share.
Well, I just love it, and you're such a natural with everything.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way.
Oh, did you hurt your knee? Are you okay?
I did hurt my knee playing soccer. And I do think it'll be fine. We have a physical therapist who plays soccer with us, and she checked me out last week and said that my ACL seems stretched out a little bit. And last night, I went and watched my team play, and she checked my knee again, and she said it seemed better than it has the week before. So hopefully it was just, a little stretch and no tearing, and I'm going to go visit her next week and do some physical therapy. And
does it hurt? Are you in pain?
No, I mean, it's a little bit sore. It's swollen right now, so I don't feel like it's a super stable knee right now. But no, it's fine. I'm doing fine walking around and moving around, and no problem.
That's good.
Yeah, so I think it'll be fine. She just told me to go for a bike ride, and that will help get some of the swelling out. So this afternoon. Yeah.
And do you ice it up too?
I do. I ice every night. In bed, rather than falling asleep.
Yep.
So, yeah. But yeah, so I think it'll be fine, and I'm hoping maybe my co-rec team plays in a tournament in the beginning of October. So I'm hoping to play in that soccer tournament in 2 months.
Well, I'm sure you will. I'll say lots of prayers. I'm sure you will be able to play.
Hopefully. I just don't want to hurt it worse, so I'm just going to take it easy and make sure, Yeah,
well, that's true. You don't want any more damage.
Right, exactly. So I won't overdo it. But yeah. And Otto has an injury right now, too, so we're both kind of a pair. He cut his foot when we were at the lake cabin last weekend.
Aww.
So he's not supposed to lick it. I've got a sock on his foot so he can't get to his cut. But he's not allowed to run around, otherwise it opens back up.
Oh, I didn't know this. Oh.
Yeah. So him and we're both kind of gimpies right now. We're a good pair. Good pair. Yes.
Aw.
So, yeah.
And Flash, too. Flash is given.
Yes. The three of us will have to go hang out somewhere.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, we on, what day was that? Tuesday, I think? Wednesday? Tony came out and trimmed Flash's front hose that we haven't been able to trim. Yeah, so we were able to get him to lay down, and then I helped hold Flash down, just kind of laid on his head, and Tony was able to get his good hoof trimmed. So,
oh, wow.
That is, yeah, good news, because that can cause problems if you don't trim up a horse.
Oh, that's good. Oh, poor thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, Sarah took some pictures, so when she has a moment, she's going to upload them to the internet, and we'll post them on the website. Okay, so you can see me laying on Flash and Tony trimming him. Kind of funny. Yeah.
You guys take such good care of all the animals over there.
We think of them as our coworkers.
Oh,
So we don't take care of them, and they can't work, and we're out of business.
oh.
So, yeah. They're just other members of our team.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so cute. Do you see all the ospreys when they're flying around? Do you hear them? Do you hear them chirping?
Oh, yeah, when we're out there working?
Yes.
Yep, when they're in their nest, you definitely hear them a lot. Right now, I think they're mostly hanging out by the river. I haven't seen them. You know, I think it's morning and evening they come back to their nest. Yes, during the day, they're somewhere else.
We miss them. Yeah, we miss seeing them on the nest a lot.
Yeah, we do too. Yeah, so they're around still. All right, I'm going to hand you back to Suzanne. I got to call Lakeland and order some more grain for our horses.
Okay, thanks, Jamie. Nice talking to you.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Jamie's quite the gal, isn't she? This is a woman owned and run this ranch. There are very few guys around here. And whenever a guy comes to apply for a position, we say, well, what do you think about working for women? And we occasionally have men working. I mean, we don't discriminate. We just happen to really find a lot of good women. And, you know, we had, we used to have this great guy, Cliff, who was here until last year, and he fit right in. And I think we're going to hire another neat guy who's in the neighborhood, and for our handyman. He's a guy, in fact, who has, until recently, been taking care of his mother. So you got to like a guy who took care of his mother.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, that's sweet. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how this guy works out.
Well, that's good. Everyone, all of you on the ranch are just such good hard workers.
Well, these gals do a great job, don't you? And they work. I mean, it's truly, I've got some terrific staff. I've been very lucky. So, Nancy, I know that your faith is an important part of your life, too. Do you want to say something about your faith?
Yes. I'm very spiritual. I have a strong sense of right and wrong and beauty and nature. I feel God gave us all this nature to help us so we can enjoy things when we have troubles or illness and hardships. And I just feel he gave it to us so we can have a break, a time out. We can enjoy the sunrise and the sunset and just the beautiful colors and rainbows and just nature and animals and everything. Because I can have the troubles or not feel well, and I just sit outside and just take in all that nature has to give, and it's like healing to me, and I just love it, and I just feel it's a gift from God to us, and I have faith, hope, and love deep in my heart, and I don't lose it, especially hope. And we all need to hope, and things get hard, but if you just hang in there, and you have friends also, it helps a lot. And our shadow friends we're all supportive of each other. I think we just try to love each other and care about each other, and it helps. We help each other.
I think so too. It's very nurturing. Nature is always what nurtures my spirit and my soul. That's where I find my peace and my solace and recharge my batteries. And I think that's something that all of us share.
Yes, I believe so.
Well, unless you have some more questions for me, Nancy, I'm going to sign off. This has been delightful. I hope it wasn't as difficult as you anticipated it being.
I found that it's been fun. I was just nervous before, but not since I talked to you. And I can't think of questions for you other than, I know I do have one. How long have you been here? You said you were in Alaska, but when did you come back to the ranch in Montana?
Well, I was so fortunate to find this little piece of property. I bought the place in 1997, and that was because my husband and I were nearing the time that we could retire from our jobs in Alaska. And we knew we wanted to come back to Montana in part to help take care of my parents in the latter part of their lives. And I just happened to be in Missoula. The property came for sale. So I bought it right away. I called Sterling. The poor man was sitting in his office in Anchorage, Alaska, and I said, I found just the right place, and I want to put down money today.
Oh, it's so meant to be. It's so meant to be. I love it.
Yeah, I thought it was meant to be, too. I was here the day it came open, and within a couple hours of my signing the contract, they had other offers. And I even had a man call from Los Angeles saying he would pay me $20,000 to give up my contract. And I said, no, I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we moved down then. Then we moved down in 1998. My youngest child was in kindergarten, and my oldest child was in the 6th grade. And we just had a great trip down. We took what I would tell people was the long way home. I didn't want to just get on an airplane. I wanted the boys to understand how far away we had been and how far away Alaska is. And so we drove 1,000 miles. It was a 3-day boat ride, and then we drove another 1,000 miles.
Oh my! I can't believe it.
Yeah, but they felt every mile of the trip, and they loved it. And it wasn't, when I didn't realize it then, but it really was the best thing to do because, it takes a lot of energy to move out of a place, and it takes a lot of energy to move into one. And this was kind of our little break. It was like being in the eye of the hurricane, where it was calm for 7 days. We took the whole week.
Wow.
We did this. Yeah, it was great. Wonderful memory.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And when we see your ranch, I think it feels like you've just been there forever.
Well, actually, when we first got here, most of the trees were not here. We've planted most of the trees. We planted all the trees in the garden and the orchard, and we put in all the patches and all the fences. There was what I called old growth knapweed, and that is the weeds were just, waist high everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, but I've enjoyed every minute of working on it. That's part of my joy of living here.
Aw. Well, it's just beautiful, and thank you again to you, Miss Dolly, and your family for sharing it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, and I hope that when my sons come home, I'm going to get them on the porch swing with me so you can both meet them, or so you can all meet them.
That's good.
Yeah, they're great kids. I love them dearly. They're a lot of fun.
We would love that so much.
Well, good. Well, Nancy, thank you very much for volunteering, and I hope that you will encourage some of the others to volunteer. It's not so scary once you get started.
I really think that
I think everybody enjoys it. I mean, it's fun to hear each other's voices.
it is. It is wonderful, and I will encourage everyone, because if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Well, you sound strong and confident, and I so appreciate all the time. Thank you, Nancy, very much.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. Nice talking to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye.